Hi, my name is Mike Shabanik. I'm the product manager for the accessibility technologies in Mac OS X. Thanks for joining me today. Every Mac includes a range of built-in features to address those with vision, hearing, motor skills, and learning disabilities, and all of these come standard on a new Mac. In this session, I'll be discussing some of the built-in features that make the Mac easier to see for those with low vision, specifically ways to set up the desktop in the Finder. Let's start by selecting an appropriate display resolution. This is a convenient way to enlarge everything on the screen so it's easier to see. I'll start with System Preferences, and inside System Preferences is an item called Displays. This will present all of the different screen resolutions my computer is capable of. The resolutions displayed on your computer may be different. Now, to make the screen appear larger, I can choose a lower number, in this case 800 by 600. And you'll notice as the screen resets, everything on screen appears much larger, so it's much easier to see. And of course, I can continue to use my computer and select menu items or interact with items on the screen just as I would at the other resolutions. So in this way, you can choose a resolution that suits your vision capabilities. For this session, I'm going to return the display to its original resolution. Now, one of the other things we may want to take advantage of is changing the cursor size. And I don't always remember where that's located, but the computer can help me out. What I'm going to do is type it into the Spotlight search field and have the computer point out where that setting's located. I'll just type cursor. And you'll notice that Spotlight brings up an item telling me where that's located. I'll press return, and Spotlight will actually take me to that location in System Preferences where I can make this change. I'll notice at the bottom of the screen here the cursor size slider. By moving it to the right, I can make the cursor larger, or of course, set it somewhere in between. In this case, I'll leave the cursor extremely large so it's easier to follow as you watch. Now, another item we might want to enlarge on the screen is the dock. This is a place where you can store shortcuts to your favorite applications and documents you use most often. Now, if you look at the dock, you'll notice to the left of this divider are the applications, and to the right, your shortcuts to your favorite documents. If I drag this divider, I can resize the dock to make it much larger and easier to see. And there's a neat contextual menu available by clicking this white line with the Control key held down. In the contextual menu, I have another option to turn magnification on. This is a great way to further enlarge the icons in the dock. Now, as I roll the mouse pointer across the dock, each item I touch grows again in size, making it even easier to see and to click. I'll leave the magnification turned on for this session. Now let's take a look at how items appear as we browse our computer. I'll open a Finder window, and in this case, I'm viewing the items on my computer in a list view. If I want to enlarge the size of this text, I go to the View menu and choose View Options. This provides a new panel where I can adjust the text size and choose a larger icon size. Now, this may be much easier to view for some people, but if you still have difficulty seeing the screen, we have other views that might be more appropriate. For example, I might prefer to use the icon view where I can see small pictures representing everything on my computer. In this case, with the view options, I can increase the size of those items on the screen, very large, making them much easier to see. And I have the same ability to change the font underneath each of those pictures to make it easier to read. You can see now that it's much easier to view and navigate my system with these larger icons. But what if I need something even larger than that? Well, the Macintosh has an entirely new view called CoverFlow, and this is available only on the Mac. And in fact, I'll resize the screen much larger, and you can see as I drag the screen, these icons become very large. I'll visit my Documents folder, and this view is live, so I can actually interact with these very large images to see what's inside. Now notice as I go into the CoverFlow view for my Documents folder, I'm actually seeing previews of the contents of each document, not just an icon representation. This can be incredibly useful if you're trying to find a document because icons often look the same, but the content of my document will always be unique. Just by sliding the slider control, I can quickly browse through all the documents on my computer. And to make it even easier, I can click to the right or to the left of the current preview to move through the list. Now this view is live, as I said, so I can double click or use the keyboard shortcut Command O to open that item and interact with that element. Now, if you have sensitivity to color, glare, or contrast, the Mac has additional capabilities. The Universal Access System Preferences includes display adjustments that allow us to adjust the computer to meet our needs. Let's open System Preferences and choose Universal Access. Here we have the display adjustments. First, I'll choose Use Grayscale, and you'll notice that all of the color has been removed from the screen. I can also reverse the video so that we have white text on a black background. This increases the contrast to make it easier to see and removes some of the glare. You also have an adjustment to increase and decrease the screen contrast, whether you're viewing items in color or grayscale. So you'll notice that we have the enlarged cursor, we have dock magnification turned on, and in this case we have white on black in our display. Now what makes the Mac so special is that you can use all of these built-in features in any combination that you need. So that instead of you having to adapt to the computer can adapt to you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning about some of the features of Mac OS X as much as I've enjoyed sharing them with you. If you'd like to learn more about the accessibility of Apple products, I invite you to visit Apple on the web at www.apple.com/accessibility. And you can send email feedback to Apple at accessibility@apple.com. Thanks for joining me.